Now, it has taken some time, but Rebel News has been able to secure access to information requests that explain what the financial background of this event was. And it turns out that Dalhousie University actually lost $5,000 on this event. Time sure does fly. It seems like a lifetime ago, but it wasn't even a year ago that a convicted terrorist was invited to speak at the formerly esteemed Academy of Dalhousie in Halifax. Omar Khadr went to Dalhousie University after he was invited to come and opine what it was like to be a father killer, what it was like to slaughter American soldiers in Afghanistan. Omar Khadr, you know him well, I know him well. I met him in Edmonton when he was granted basically a commuted sentence by a judge who gave him back his passport, saying that, oh, you've served enough time for killing a father, lobbing a grenade, and committing acts of terror. It's all fine. We're in Canada after all. Omar Khadr didn't express any sort of regret for his actions. I asked him myself. Omar Khadr, can you tell me, do you regret killing Christopher Speer? Do you regret killing Christopher Speer? Omar Khadr is a disgrace of a Canadian, and he only happens to have Canadian citizenship because for some reason our country operates off the godforsaken policy of jus soli, which means he has dirt right citizenship. He gets Canadian citizenship just because he happened to be born on our dirt. It is a disgrace, and it allows someone whose father, who is close contacts, or rather was close contacts with Osama bin Laden, to get Canadian citizenship. It's an oversight and it's a disgrace. But regardless, he now has a Canadian passport that was re-awarded to him by a judge in Edmonton, and that allowed him to fly to Dalhousie to speak about what it was like to be in his shoes. It was a disgrace of an event. There was actually veterans that were outside protesting. There was also veterans that were inside acting as security. Now, it has taken some time, but Rebel News has been able to secure access to information requests that explain what the financial background of this event was. And it turns out that Dalhousie University actually lost $5,000 on this event. Now, they've been adamant that Omar Khadr wasn't paid by Dalhousie University, but if you look at the bottom of this slip, you can see that 2 fees were paid. We're not sure where this money went, but it certainly didn't go to cotton candy. One was for $500 and one was for $8,000. One of those was paid by the Romeo Dallaire Institute, which was the organization that was sort of hosting it within the campus of Dalhousie University. Now, we see that this event actually lost $5,000 net. It's crazy. You couldn't believe any sort of organization would be able to lose money on an event that was well attended by this, but it's clear that it was because of the huge security costs that they brought in. Now, why did they need security? Were they concerned about the terrorists that might be lobbing grenades within the building? No, of course not. They were concerned about my boss, Ezra Levant, who went to this event to report on it. Now, Ezra was blocked at the door even after receiving confirmation that he was going to be allowed in. Watch this. It was a disgrace.
Running this event here today?
Yes.
So these guys say I'm kicked out. And I say I have a written confirmation that I'm not. And I say I've done nothing wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm well behaved, as everyone knows.
Okay.
I'm extremely polite, as everyone knows. And I even had a shower, so I'm smelling fresh. So why are you kicking me out?
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
No, you shouldn't.
I'm recording a breach of contract, so this is evidence. I'm not going to record in there.
We may have to hand you over to the security to deal with
I'm right here. I couldn't be closer if he was touching me. I mean, we're practically bosom buddies. He's about 4 inches taller than me, but other than that, we're a spitting image. I'm sort of embarrassed you wearing those medals at an event with a guy who murdered allies.
Now, it wasn't just Ezra that they needed security for. There was actually veterans that were protesting outside, disgraced that a publicly funded institution was putting on an event for a terrorist that was a soldier killer, someone who killed our own allies, and for some reason we were celebrating him. Watch this really compelling veteran speak about how disgraceful this was.
My name's Jeremy McKenzie. I'm a Canadian Forces Afghanistan combat veteran. I deployed with the 2nd Battalion Royal Canadian Regiment in 2007 to fight these people, actually, to fight Omar Khadr's extended family. They all participate. They love the Taliban, which he was a member of. And I absolutely detest and abhor the fact that they would even call him such a thing as a child soldier.
Now, Dalhousie was absolutely adamant that they did not pay Omar Khadr a dime for this appearance, but it does appear that they certainly did pay for his accommodations and for his airfare, and there's some sort of weird line item that shows that a fee was paid by a third-party institution that sort of offset the cost of this event. Now, I reached out to Dalhousie University to get some clarity on this. Why are they being so vague about a line item of $8,000? This is a publicly funded institution. You and I pay the bills to keep the lights on there, and they invited a convicted terrorist. We deserve answers. Did they pay Omar Khadr $8,000 to come show up and talk about what it was like to be a father killer? What it was like to kill an allied soldier, a father of two and blind another? It's a disgrace. If that is indeed what happens, it's time that they fess up. If not, well, I eagerly await a response from them. So far, at the time of publishing right now, they haven't gotten back to us. I wonder why. Whether the money came directly from Dalhousie University and whether or not this money went into Omar Khadr's pockets, it's a disgrace that this event was held in the first place. And the fact that our brave veterans were outside protesting illustrates that perfectly. For Rebel News, I'm Keean Bexte. If you go to jailkhadr.com, you'll be able to see all of our coverage on Omar Khadr. We've been following him for quite some time. He's quite the interesting Canadian. Whenever he happens to be on a red carpet, we're going to make sure that we are there exposing him for the terrorist and the father killer that he is.